Moving into my new apartment today. I think I really love it. I have a chair. It's quite perfect. It's my first ever office chair. Hello! I am in my new apartment and I was gonna clean it up for you and put on makeup, get ready, all that good stuff, but you know what? My life's a bit a mess right now. It's too high. Wait, what is going on? I guess that's okay. Are we cool with it? No, we're not. And now you're crooked, things are going well. Great start. I'm in my new apartment and Brock and I moved my clothes on Sunday. This is funny. And there's yours. I didn't have space for the boxes, so I literally just had to like empty them all to be able to fill up this tiny car. And since then, I've just been putting all my stuff in my closet, and now I've gotten some of the furniture that I ordered. This is gonna annoy me. If you watched this video, you know that my life kind of turned upside down and Brock and I decided to separate for a while, take some time apart and think about what we want, work on some things that have been challenging in our relationship for a while. And I'm sharing this because I know that a lot of people out there are going through struggles in their own way. Everyone is, right? I think that one of my biggest strengths, I have many weaknesses, but one of my biggest strengths is that when I face challenges, finding the positive in all of those situations and getting the best out of it, it's probably my biggest strength. And I thought that maybe some of the things that I do can help some people out there. So I just want to be completely open about my situation, even though there's been feelings all over the place. It's been a roller coaster. Like, I felt sad, I felt embarrassed, I felt fear, I felt so many things, but it's not about not feeling those things. I think that's just human. Everyone will, even the strongest people will feel those things, but it's about how do we overcome the things that we're facing and kind of deal with it. So I kind of want to give you a little update on it. I got a couch. I built that this morning. That's nice. I want to show you around in this apartment in just a moment, or maybe I'll show you some footage of what it looked like before all of this mess moved in. I'll get it sorted, I promise. We got the kitchen. I'll give you a little tour. Room with a little fake fireplace. Can you see? Could there be a recipe video situation going on there? Maybe. And I got a guest bathroom right here. And in here, I still haven't decided, but either it is gonna be a workout room, put on some like flooring for that, a podcast studio, or an office. What do you think? And then we got my room and bathroom. So I had zero furniture when I moved in. So Brock's sister and her husband gave me their bed, which is amazing. So I had a bed to sleep in. I still haven't completely put it together because we took it apart and then I forgot the screws. So still waiting on those so I can build the bed, but everything else completely new. I have this second room that I was gonna either use as an office. I was gonna use it as a podcast studio. I am gonna start a podcast. That's something I've decided to do. Or a workout room or office. And what I'm realizing now is that the lighting in there isn't very good, which means that the workout videos wouldn't be very good. So I'm kind of figuring out how to do that. The lighting in this room is really good. So I'm trying to figure that out. But the fact that I can have an apartment where I can have an extra room for my business is just so incredible. And a lot of fear has been inside of me because this apartment is a lot more expensive than anything I've ever paid for rent-wise. But I knew to expand my business and to really create the best content ever, I needed to do this. There's just something in my gut saying that. It's also making me even more eager to level up and to really just go full out on everything. I am an action taker regardless, but it feels like this process of me being in this transition, me feeling like, what do I have to lose? Everything that I just thought I was gonna do is not there anymore. I think it just is making me more eager to fight even harder, but it feels in like a more aligned state. And I think that every time I've gone through something challenging, and I hope if you take anything away from this video, is every single time that we're dealing with challenges, we can use it to turn it into something really useful in our life, into power. It's making me feel excited and focusing on those things. My absolute favorite thing about this apartment is this fireplace. I've been getting up early and it's been a little bit of a part of my morning routine, like 3 a.m. early. It's been kind of crazy. I think that the beautiful thing about going through challenges in life is that after every challenge, you get stronger. And I think that because I previously have been through pretty challenging times in my life or life transitions, I have learned, just like you have learned from the challenges you've gone through, how to overcome them easier. I know that after every transition, after every challenge, I've just gotten so much stronger. And when I am in a situation that's like life transitioning, really focusing on my purpose, on what it is that I want to do in my life, and I focus on the things that I'm grateful for, like the fact that I have the privilege to be able to move into a new apartment like this that has more than I could have dreamed of. The fact that I can eat food and that I can dance and that I can move my body and that I have people in my life that I care so deeply about. I can choose to think about those things rather than focus on the challenges that I'm going through. That has made me happy 95% of the time during this process, is really thinking of those things. And I think we always have a choice. And when I first started practicing this, it was definitely more challenging because our brain automatically wants to go down a fearful path. But when we practice and every time we catch ourselves thinking those fearful thoughts, we can consciously choose to think differently. And yes, on Sunday when Brock was leaving after he'd helped me move, I broke down. I was so sad, and I allowed myself to feel that sadness and really just sit in it. I think a lot of us, when we feel sad, we feel like we need to escape. We feel like we want to run away from it. But I think we need to feel those things. I think it's important that we embrace it. I think that when we're trying to escape it, when we're trying to run away from it, it'll actually build up and get worse. Where if we actually just acknowledge it, we feel it, we sit in it, we overcome it so much easier and quicker, and in that powerful way where we can use it for building more strength and turning it into something that's useful in our life. I lost my train of thought. Maybe that was done. It's really important for me to clarify. The last thing that I want is for people to either say that they feel sorry or that they do feel bad for me, because I don't. So you shouldn't either. There's a gift in any challenge that we're facing, and I'm feeling grateful every single day. So should you. I said it in the last video. I just want to make it really clear that the only reason I'm putting this out there is to hopefully help someone who is dealing with or struggling at the moment with something, and hopefully something that I'm sharing could help them get through it or find some joy in whatever they're going through. Just wanted to make that clear. I sit in my new couch here. A few things. Some of the struggles that have come up during this time has been my fear of what other people think, because I think that's a normal thing when you're going through a transition like this, and just constantly reminding myself of the fact that it doesn't matter what people think. What matters is that Brock and I get through this in a loving way. We haven't decided on anything yet. Right now we're just taking some time apart, and I couldn't just stay at my friend's place or stay in our Airbnb. I needed a place to feel home. So regardless of what happens with us, I just needed a space where I could feel at home and give me the freedom and the space to just be creative and work on everything that I have going on. But the fear of what people are gonna think has just been something that I constantly had to remind myself of, that it doesn't matter, because people will have all sorts of assumptions, and when things like this happen, it's like, ooh, drama, that's exciting, and so people will make up these stories, and it doesn't matter what those stories are, because everyone's gonna have a different version and story in their head, and no one other than Brock and I will really be able to understand what's actually been going on, other than like obviously our closest friends and family. I think that's been a cool learning process for me, because the more I learn to not care and just focus on how I feel, how we are, the better I get at not getting that fear of judgment. So just another lesson. Something that I think is so important to remember is that when Brock and I have hung out and chatted, it feels so good when you feel that love. It feels so comfortable, and he's an incredible guy. Our relationship was never toxic or anything like that. But what I think is so important is that it can be so easy to go back to that feeling comfortable, feeling good, feeling love, because it's tough when you're suddenly alone by yourself. But you gotta remember the reasons why you did this in the first place, because if you just, oh, this feels so good now, unless you get to the bottom of the root causes, unless you really work it out, it will go back to those issues in the first place. I just think it's such an important thing, such an important reminder that if you are feeling those sad emotions and then you feel the love and you feel comfortable and you want to go back, it's like so important to remind yourself of why it happened in the first place and really getting to the root, to the bottom of that before jumping right back into it, because I do think that everything is solvable if both parties are willing and their visions align. So I don't think you should never go back. I think things can always be solved, things can always be worked out. It's just a matter of, are the two parties, are they willing, and are their visions aligned, are their values aligned? I think I made my point clear. Our brains just want to feel good, they want to feel comfortable. What really has helped for me has been my morning journaling, my morning meditation, asking myself really challenging questions and being completely honest with myself. I think a lot of us also lie to ourselves. I lie to myself, but really getting to the bottom has really helped me stay on track, and I know it's helped Brock as well. I have always been a massive saver. What I'm doing right now is not exactly that, so do you see what I mean with the lighting? It's not as good in here. This is my second room. So what I'm doing right now with renting this place, I've hired some people to help me. It's nerve-wracking. It's something new because I've always just saved my money, but there's something so exciting and thrilling about doing things that are out of your comfort zone. And so I am feeling the same emotions right now as I felt back in the day when I first got to LA and I was living on an air mattress. I had barely any money and I was just risking it all. It felt like risking it all to pursue my dreams, and that's what it feels like right now. And it doesn't matter that, I guess, my financial situation has changed. My emotions are the same. We adapt to the situation we're in. So I think what really brings fulfillment, what really brings happiness is growth, right? That's what Tony Robbins says, that I've mentioned 1,000 times on this channel, but it really is. So I'm feeling the same thrill, excitement when focusing on the things that I want to achieve as I was back then when I was focusing on what I wanted to achieve. And even though the levels are different, it's the same emotion. And that's just such a good sign. This is kind of a sidetrack, but that's just such a good example that we really gotta enjoy the journey, because we're always gonna be able to seek that next level. We won't just be settled and comfortable once we get to a certain spot. We're always gonna want more. And if we do settle and got comfortable, we probably should try and seek more, because the growth is what really brings us happiness. What a sidetrack. What a sidetrack. I just wanted to mention that. What else? I did and filmed an abs workout yesterday, and I was actually gonna upload it before this one, but I think I'm just gonna wait because I kind of wanna explain the situation to you guys right now first before shooting anything else. I also did my first recipe video yesterday. It was a shorts one, so it'll actually be up when you watch this video. Which I think I may want to start doing. They're kind of fun doing in short version, and then I'll obviously write out the recipe description, but they're fun for me to make. But if you guys want the longer versions, then I'd love to make those as well. I know a lot of you guys from my last video said that you wanted me to start making recipe videos again, which I'm super excited about that. Also incorporating more of that into my channel again, which I feel like I can do with my new kitchen. That's also really exciting. So right now I'm feeling good, but there has been a lot of times where I felt sad and fearful, like I mentioned, and I think it's important that I make sure to also show you those sides, because I just think it's okay to feel any type of emotion and to normalize that life is not great all the time, but that we can make it great if we really use those difficult situations. We have to always follow our intuition and follow what feels right. If you in your heart right now know that you have to do something because it feels right and you can't explain why, or everyone's against your opinion, you doing that, you have to do it. You have to do it, because there's always a reason. There's always a reason why your gut is telling you, and you have no clue. You have no clue till you've taken that freaking leap. But something great is waiting for you on that other side. And you will never get to experience that. You will never get to live your full potential if you don't go for it and take a leap. And what is the worst thing that can happen? We have one life. One day we're gonna die. One day we are all gonna die. And if you know right now you may regret not doing something, then what are you waiting for? You gotta do it. And this is a sidetrack as well, but I guess this video is just a sidetrack kind of thing. I have a piece of tape on my foot. Oh, I'm a mess. I'm a mess, but I love it. But without mess, you can't find gold. No, that's not how that saying goes. I'm doing Tony Robbins. He has like a free event this week. While I'm making furniture and prepping, I've been listening to his event and it's been hyping me up. Tony always does it. In COVID, I had gotten a job that paid the money that I'd always dreamed of making. I lost that job and it was the pandemic. There were no dance jobs, there were no nothing. And during that time is when I decided what I wanted to do with the business that I have today, with the channels that I have today, with the fulfilled joy that I feel I have in my life through the work that I do and how I spend my time on a daily basis. And that was Tony Robbins who got me into that state. He got me into the sprints in the morning, into meditating and journaling. All of it was from like people I've heard from different places, but during that time when I didn't know how I was gonna make a living, Tony got me through it. I was listening to him all day, every day, not all day, every day, in the morning and doing those routines, and it completely toughened up my mindset and went from a victim state to what am I gonna do into a completely let me freaking take control of my life and create the life that I want. And if you take anything from this video, go listen to some Tony Robbins and hype yourself up, change your inner state and freaking take control of your life. There's so many incredible other people whose work I have read and listened to who have helped me. The strength I feel within, I thank to those people and my parents and my family obviously, but the tools they've given me has completely changed my life. Completely. I want to thank them and I hope that you search for it if you are in a transition where you need to freaking move your world around. Thank you so much for watching. Please give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Click that subscribe button for more updates and workouts, and I have such a clear plan on what I'm gonna do now with workouts and recipes, and I want to just use my life in any way that I can. So subscribe if you want to be a part of that journey, and I hope that you follow your gut and your intuition, and that regardless of how hard it is, that you do it for you, because you have no clue what miracles are gonna come from it. I have no clue what's gonna come from this whole situation, but eventually I'll find out, and I have so much trust from the other challenges I've been through in life that whenever shit hits the fan, isn't that what they say? There's miracles on the other side. Bye.